Jinger Vuolo has announced she's doing a Duggar Unthinkable. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Former Counting On star Jinger Vuolo has announced to fans that she's doing a Duggar Unthinkable. Fans have watched her make many decisions that her family doesn't necessarily agree with. And now she's taking it even further. So what has Jinger decided to do now? Keep reading for all of the details. Jinger Vuolo steps away from her strict upbringing. Over the past several years, fans have watched Jinger separate herself from some of her family's strict rules. The Duggar daughter once wore only long skirts and dresses, but now wears skinny jeans, short shorts, and everything in between. She previously viewed birth control and alcohol as sins. She has since changed her opinions. Thanks to social media and Jinger's new memoir, fans have had a front row seat to her transformation. Last month, she released a new memoir, Becoming Free Indeed. The book details her disentangling from the IBLP, Institute of Basic Life Principles. She is still a Christian today, but no longer believes in all of the things she was taught as a child. As a mother to two young girls, Felicity and Evangeline, Jinger Vuolo is also making decisions about raising her own kids. She's been open about wanting to expose them to many different cultures, which they are able to do by living in Los Angeles, California. But now, she's going even further as she reconstructs her religious beliefs. The former Counting On star plans to do the unthinkable. In her book and various interviews promoting her memoir, the Duggar daughter has opened up about many of the decisions she's making. The New York Times reported that Jinger Vuolo will not be homeschooling her kids. Growing up, Jinger was homeschooled by her parents, but she doesn't want to follow in their footsteps. In one of her interviews, Jinger also mentioned giving her kids the option to go to college. This is something she was never able to do, though Michelle Duggar claimed that some of the kids took online college courses. Fans will have to wait and see what happens when Jinger does the unthinkable by sending her kids to school. She does prioritize their privacy and doesn't post much about them. Regardless, Jinger seems to be putting a lot of thought into these big life decisions for herself and her family. Jinger Vuolo has announced she's doing a Duggar Unthinkable. In the world of the Duggar family, the idea of breaking from tradition is almost unheard of. For years, the family has been known for its strict adherence to religious values, conservative ideals, and a lifestyle that emphasizes humility, obedience, and close-knit familial bonds. But in a shocking turn of events, Jinger Vuolo, one of the Duggar children who has long been in the public eye, has announced that she's doing something many would have previously thought unthinkable for a Duggar. And the world is watching. Jinger, who married Jeremy Vuolo in 2016, has become known for her growing independence and willingness to challenge certain aspects of her upbringing. While many of her siblings continue to live by the Duggar family's more conservative and traditional guidelines, Jinger's recent announcement has thrown a wrench in what many have come to expect from the Duggar children. In an emotional social media post, she revealed that she's taking steps that could dramatically shift her family's public persona and legacy. The revelation came when Jinger shared a post announcing her decision to publicly speak out on topics that were once considered taboo or off-limits within the Duggar family. She is planning to write a book that discusses her personal journey of faith, growth, and the evolution of her beliefs, particularly in relation to the teachings she grew up with. This is a major step for someone who has spent most of her life under the public scrutiny of her family's fundamentalist Christian views. For years, the Duggars have maintained an almost sacred silence on matters of personal choice, belief, and critique of the very structure that has defined their lives. Jinger's decision to speak out is breaking a long-standing tradition. What makes this even more revolutionary is the fact that for the Duggar family, public appearances, especially those related to faith and family, are usually aligned with the teachings of their parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Any deviation from the script is typically met with fierce disapproval, and often family members who step out of line are distanced from the rest. Jinger's bold decision to not only publicly address her journey, but to do so on her own terms is being hailed as a major shift in the Duggar narrative. In her announcement, Jinger expressed that she felt an increasing sense of freedom to explore her own beliefs, particularly in how she navigates her faith and her role as a woman. The restrictions she once followed so closely are beginning to feel stifling, and she wants to empower others who may be in similar situations to seek their own paths of spiritual and personal growth. It's not about abandoning my faith, Jinger clarified, but about finding the freedom to live out my convictions in a way that feels authentic to who I am. The Duggar family has always been about conformity, especially when it comes to the roles of women. For Jinger, who has already taken steps toward independence, such as moving to Los Angeles with her husband, away from the familiar close-knit world of Arkansas, this book represents a further step in her quest for autonomy. She's not only seeking to share her own story, but also advocating for others to find their own voices in a world where it's often easier to conform than to stand out. Jinger's decision to do what many would call unthinkable has not been without controversy, even among her own family. Some of her siblings have remained deeply embedded in the Duggar way of life, continuing to uphold traditional values and avoiding public confrontation. But for Jinger, it's clear that this chapter in her life is about embracing a different future, one where she can be true to herself and her beliefs, no matter the cost. As Jinger's journey continues to unfold, fans and critics alike will be watching closely. In a family where conformity has always been prized, Jinger's bold declaration may just inspire others to seek the freedom to define their own lives. Whether the Duggar family fully embraces Jinger's decision or not, she's certainly made a bold statement about the power of independence, self-reflection, and the courage to break away from the unthinkable. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Reality TV 24 channel and stay with us.